a ye baby boy ne part 2 na what ye che mu ye shase ye shey responsibilities as a husband enti se wo ye okunu a wasede sese wo ye na enu kwotwetwe nkomo bebre baaye ma yehu se enye obi ya keke ene ye kunu se wo ye be ma na wo ye focus pe me guest no asem oka ye ni wo ye be ma na se we well focused na opese we distracted ko ware nti to ono no aware distracted bema nti after the distraction no edi ebiem na wo beye anase wasede anything engomoboni bi no me ma recap kakra last week no me guest dem ma meti ase se oba se wukọ wase honom edi ukunu which is ukunu maame edi ukunu asem kokoto nanim ene oya sa na sa wari guo na no no ena wo ba no so no wo maame ye bema no na se ba no woni kwase so ko report ukunu kire no na wo maame frɛ ono ukunu wo so wono no as ukunu no nya de se ne yire maame frɛ na wo bɛkɔ adenya ne yire ko report no for what reason insem de ye tibio. Now, funny enough, a lot of people were in support of the enemy guest there. Meaning, say, me no baby, I me meet mom na me na say, of course, nye na meti ase. Intine, yet in the part 2, ebre ashefo a omo share channel see streaming live on Facebook at Kantanga Television. Obetimi a share e free ho. Ene me saka Dr. Counselor Cyril George Lutrot e wo hase ya share responsibilities of a husband part 2. Councilor Memwakwaba.
Me Joseph na boko dia.
Nyame e de na che me ho ye pa.
E de Nyankopon ase.
Na won so
dom ni ahwe yi nti. Oguso boy ho ban. Yenso ye tem. Na won so
me
ho ache.
Me se wo ho ayefe.
Me da se. Won so ho ayefe. Won podi e ka so ho ayefa ti se edi watem.
Adenti.
Ho ayefe. O se ade ba gwa grofo nso ya ni se ye wo ho ayefe. Ene ye wo ho yefe. Etwi kasa mienu enti obi hia no se ohun ayefe a dwi mienu na chese na ohun
there be me de nyesa me chese wa parents no so the we see afa wo no eyefe nti I mean let me put it that way. I'm not saying say you as a person no
and now dressing
na say no there be a fa so wo de ho fa wo say tete
eti also ohun ayefe
me dase
na ewiase mu de force atade ye toma na wo hye na han wa breast that ne be hye omotium na ye armpit that enyo bia nso na wo hip nti ye poma atade ma na wo koso ko measurement a e afa corset ne ko na fa measurement na ya mu hunhuna ye wo krom all of a sudden any pack of poma atade odi ba ya na enframa nko a isan say okom measure atade no the corset de koyo ye de atade no ba ya sister was am na me ke na ye ya sar
sister man and how can I say because miss so ene ye bro no I think say ye ma
unim say me ni pressure
last week the same thing okay but you know that but you know said the show no ye mama ne wo
amba
nti ya hwefo mo hwe ye ne de dodo na e wo pressure nti esi etimi e release tension na da wo mo so bebrebe no na wo mo ho to wo mo nti mesrewa ne ye zoom into ye discussion.
Well, last week, so now here recap quickly. No, last week, you didn't come on my very simple. How to become a husband and responsibility of a husband. How pa say enwa na unyayanka wenyate. But I think say nyamiadum and ye boso. So yes, who a husband is, and ye boso ka say the process to become a husband, you know. Eye say bema akutua oba bride price. Into ne bema bi te na onkoye wo ho ade. Nanso wonne ne ewo a wonya yire enti onu so nye kunu. Yenya sante ase no. Wone bema te na koye eyenimu. Hwikasa ne eyenimu enya wade. Esan se sebio ufefu bema enyem wo no onye ho ade a okoyi nanimu ekokyere se me na menyem abna sa amane na moye nyina no enya awade ye nimu ekyere se ya agye atomu se abna nyinsen ye ndia ba enkrofo bebre agye atomu se ya awade
say ye nimu no
most people who got pregnant and the men and their families came to accept the pregnancy have resumed a position as a wife because they did something. What they did was not a marriage ritual or a marriage procedure. It was a particular system that comes to accept the fact that your daughter's pregnancy, we have accepted that we did. And remember that you cannot go and announce that I've impregnated Abna until they come and ask.
I'm so okay, mommy.
Sorry. Me free chino. Aboso, mam chino. China ba, me just say. Unye ma Abna, wo to me nkwa Abna mu fie nkoka se me din di George Lutot. Mo baba na onyem na menyem no. It is ese ebu tokum. Ay haram wo beka. It's the most negative thing to do. Yenye.
Okay.
But Abna na ebo dia ka se George Lutot and enyem me. Na ebusa bisa George Lutot ben ye so mo do so okro no a kire wo fie. Na ye de bisa aba. Enti ye be bisa nyinsen.
Say wona enyem ampa na.
Abna ho adane. Ye bisa no abo mo baba ma bidin. Abrante ne de George Lutot enti ye ba ha. Enti san hihye na ye nkrofo bebre adwen se eya awade. Keep it in your head. San hihye ne nya awale oto. So you are not married. I said last week, because I said, I mean, so me by the first one, I'm trying to recap. Na me microphone says, you are not married, so you are not a wife. I say, you go ye ni money ye bisa sam pa. Say you ye nka say I ne na enyim abna. I say what body di the microphone doors wo kure mu nti de be ne say mo ma ye mre ye be mo chikwa ni aba bisa ni aba ye bisa ye ba no. So ni afrem atena say aba bi ba ha ye kokko. Na yesi a friend abna na ose ne ho adane na wo na ye na ma me say me catch ya wo kwabna abaye mi hu ne dan so ne gina janhye me bo ne din catch enti na o ma me hu ba wa you know it's part of the game. Na ya ko now ye di akọ mo akosi yo ya je atum ye baba ma na princess see enti enhye da ye nyim obi wo mo na abusua na catch en say ye de ye ba no awo no enya awade ne ehia se o hwe no ne ho adane oko school oye sie nti omne hihye bi tu kwan mu ne hospital obekọ ne yehia ne den ne maternity atade obehye all those things ne dis ankomo no then you are asked to bring a drink and money to say ampa ya je atum se abofra ne na enyim no eno nya awade. Now the next one nkrofo bi nso aye mistake ne say ye koni e kobo kokoko a kokoko nso nya awade kokoko nya awade enti mbabi si na I me ne te de mumu hwe mu fre na awade onye bi nanso wakwa koye kokoko sister be me bia obeye kokoko anu ne betena pa ni na wo ye mu mba nyina wo ye jimifo me to sebi oba sumbu too much to the extent that if you allow yourself for a man to take you on the most cheapest bread of life, you have disgraced femininity. It's not about affirmative action of nonsense. It's not about changing who God has made you. There is a process. Once the person pays your bride price after 17 children, your bride price have been paid. So you are a wife and you have a husband. Tiepa. Wow,
so can you say no, Counselor, can you say Nipadodua a walk viase? Obia ne worry and answer no wo.
Mommy,
that's the ideal.
From so mommy. We be you better treat born one to my how to marry as a born one. That topic no ebeba.
Ada born one for your kwan fa so worry wo. I say.
And she shy I didn't worry obi on niba. And then she said what will be over. And ya pet.
I didn't say any pay.
Sister, oh, Baba Kunambe Walewa. Men are menyim wa, our dear she different. Say Yamna menyim won't be nyim wa, and she different.
How?
Their packaging for marrying somebody who doesn't have a child is not the same package for marrying somebody who has a child.
And how different is that?
A big different. Born one need your born down. I pay.
And yeah, and when nipa.
Na nipa ni eko wale ana ye can the status of the people.
Status.
Yes.
Anyway, we didn't
No, ma. A start topic no ebeba.
And your conversation.
Eti dey make a conversation pa.
No, me just say.
I said born once no. Born once ni baby
na me no na be treat is you know. Topic no.
Ade.
Enye bibia.
Ade who journey topic who
are? Me journey topic bia na some na.
Are you not
I 100% disagree with you on that. Say obi ngoda na se kwa kware na different na obi.
Say me ba be waru na me no wo ba. Who say she share different from sa brantie na ba be waru one.
Enye meaning.
Nchira me se ma kira wo. E say me ba be waru na me no wo ba. Ye list na mamia ye di kwasiebuo ka ho. Entoma ensa kwasiebuo sika ye di kan we san se mafawa me anya ho ade nti ye gimi kwasiebuo se ma adu se balo na de enyo no na wo ye no obeye ho ade a ye mbisa ne kwasiebuo
and you just say one in a way, in a way, it's more expensive.
It's not about the cost. The process is not the same.
Oh, okay. Yo, Martin.
What's your
Martin?
Have you ever host to that topic? Oh, yeah, I have four. And you're sanity. Me too. So people must understand from last week why we are saying they are not wives. Because some people are claiming by first wife. Meaning they are not going. Awalia they are here. Ya walewa and your nyam kese bis e da ne wo so obi a ya walewa we jai ne de yan wale ne da muhu ye ne mototo a mo nye pe de wa wale ja ho on fa so send your wale da. Keep that one in your head.
Hey, sir.
No, keep all these things in your head. You are angry, but keep it.
Obi a wa ware ja so on fa so watching obi on ware da.
Na de ya wunye bi da. Say awuti you are hosting a program. You have encountered a lot of people, politicians, non-politicians, the singles, the mad ones, the aggressive people like me. You've hosted all of us. There's somebody who have not attempted hosting will ever say they're like you.
Different.
There is no TikTok person who does TikTok that can be compared to you as a host. Are you aware? No, are you aware? Obi oya TikTok. What 2 million viewers? Anyone TV so I host to microphone. Only one ya peda. So there's difference. And to be about wale jai. Now what we want back 20 on wale da. One ya pe. Now the wale pen.
In terms of experience, as some now can out.
Yeah, I can say. You are not qualified to be compared to her because she's married before.
Now so
but she has been in your state before as a single person. But you have not climbed to become a double person and even collapse.
But don't say there's any panel so on fast watching.
When we come to discuss marital issues and we talk about life experiences. Sister, me make us and your book na me read it. The American say, yeah, can awali asem, yeah, can abrabo mo asem, dia on wale da, ne dia wa wale no. And who on fast was saying who abrabo ya yebo. So baby ya bo se be wale. Kone na me kono.
Enyo obi ane ka.
Onye kunu na ka se enyo obi ane. Obi o ka se not everybody was created to be married is because of sister me so o say
heaven.
And I want to heaven.
And to be
they want to heaven. So they will pretty much
where are we?
God never created you to come to heaven. He created you to affect the earth.
Where are we working towards?
We are not working towards anywhere. If you ask me, I'm not thinking about heaven. Me, I'm not thinking about heaven. Yes, Obi are failing and again heaven. And what would you have we failing? We are failing. And I go for now me now. But forget if you jump kono tete. No, how do you go to heaven? Until many person abna den na ba ya wasasi so.
Bible obi na ewu for heaven.
Abna until 1 minute beso. What the buy den? And look at what the buy den. And when you what the buy den? Sha unu fo na awo so awo siri. To ade ti akonwa yibre. What the buy den? Who go pay heaven? Why never do heaven?
And say me show them papa
sister na ye
no na they
say Jamaican. So yeah, can what there? Jamaican say so e ba ne say obi yan wale wo because most of you are claiming marriage whilst you are not. And I want you to add value to yourself by not saying say kokoko ni eboni mienu na me ba be do na my responsibilities no kokoko ni eye mienu. What is the two? First one na ye kokoko ye ba be bisa enti ebusuafo be bisa say ye ba no pay ya say ni say na tie o na ye ba be maybe aso awade. And ne papa bo ni timo hwe ya o se abaya bi wa the din de abna aye nyina ye frɛ yam se cheba baba akubia ofi amano ne ba ye na ye ba be me ye ni age ne ho nti ye ba no pese bi se kwan da ne ho ana na ye mbe ye de se fata ne ye ntu no enko ema ye ba no na one ne mbobra. So this is a request. And as abisade na ye kwa emema nka ho. Traditionally, men don't follow to go and request a woman's hand in marriage. A man kwan eko. And they are the aunties from Bermanechi. Obanechi o ma me busofo nka ho. Awade bia ye kwakoye kokoko ma me busofo kan bia awade nbegu. Na kire one day. What you say? So ye hia won wo.
Was that worry ahim for busofo ka ho? No, me was ahim for busofo ka ho.
Say
me be so sisu bio.
Say me be ye ho ade. Na emma na se ko eba mu fie be bisa no me maame achifo ka ho a awade no begu
adai
because they are not needed there
na ma be na eso mu de
e me papa achifo
na eso mu ko bisa
na isuma omu na papa tumi suma won e sa se me maame ebusuafo no me papa ni ho kwan so suma won. My father has no right in my mother's family to call their aunties, my aunties to come and follow her sisters to go and ask for your hand in marriage. They are not invited.
Okay.
Eti ye suma wa kwa omokwa de di kan enu na ye kokoko ne ekobo no ye koye bisa. Na ebisa no ye de ensa any sika fian ana sika nketwa small denominations in the deco. Ye fa mumu nko. Ye fa check nko. Ye den sani sika nketwa na ekoye de kwakoye kokoko ne nti akobop no kokoko ye mamu ache say ni so ne de nkomo na atofom
sika ketwa bi to say
like small denominations 1 cities 2 cities 50 pesos it says say sika no ye chema mbrantia ene mari ati kwankwan bi ase ne emfa nya hwehwemu wo be ma na wa be sese oboso wa de abna na chi eti de bo amane eye sika de bo amane ne nsan de bo amane eti de sika ne nsan na ekọ ye fa ntoma nko ye fa shu nko ye fa mobile phone nko abusua bi se mobile phone ya omo ya bayefo aba asase so se ye bompa ye yi wo fi asase so say kokoko and we need an iPad, we need a notepad, and the mother is sick right now, we need diabetic medicine, and the way the mother speaks in the morning the mouth smells, we need ginger market chips sankrof account. And now,
some of us say, any tradition.
Yes, sir. Yes, now funny you come up.
Okay. Unim say, no, tie. Unim say, any has saying, yes, certain no. Ye wo, you know, amamre bebre.
But now, our layer amamre,
but no, what can a smaller denomination as I'm not making? Other, I mean, the northern part of Ghana. Maybe they will go for cola.
They need money. There's money before the cola. Yes, even Nigeria, money and cola.
Okay.
Because money is a legal spiritual tender. It's needed. It's a kodisa nyamana. Ne ebusuana som say yo yate. Ebusuani soma yenfo ba ne nkyeremo.
Say ebusuana yenfa ne nkyereno.
Baby o, yesi abna ebe wale abna. If you had the Colandos and Tiachi Yamana de Bayano, Mubay, if you had the Atana Ochimian, and Tiamama Yamwayano, you'll be sunny about Bani B. Anima. Yeah, you be Yamoko Munsuan, and Suba myself Munsuno, and Suba myself.
I just say, immediately now, Moko Bisanani, baby, I didn't train 2 weeks after, and Sana. I'm not 1 year cremo.
Yes, they have the right to determine when. You don't put the speed on them. They say you're not trust the council at time. And the Americans say this process that they go, and then when they go and release this thing, they come back and they wait for response. Hear me. If we come to your family house and your family house tells us that in 2 weeks or 3 weeks we'll hear from them, and we've not heard from them, we don't have right to go and ask them why.
Okay.
And we have the right to go and look for a new woman for our son.
Okay, and she said, "Be a month in chamber, no make us be a year." That's what Mumbai.
So the things we brought, they are just a request to ask your hand in marriage. They have received it. When they don't respond, we don't go back for the things again.
Na sa smaller denomination na akwaje back.
Say na me kaninti. Ena me kobo kokoko. Enti so on prima me wadi bio ya. On fa me nsan koma. Are you serious? Are you crazy?
Enti kokoko de yenyense.
Enya wale.
Okay.
Ya jin saw any sika.
No me che say yenkokwaje ne back say de aware.
That's a family. Yeah, fan sanko. Enti be man ne te na onya ho ade na wapene no. Ena be so ja me dia. Onko na on fa me nsanko na on sum me. O sum akoto he.
Okay, but yen hwe yen ade. Ye ha say you know. Ye wo introduction and ye wo sa knocking na na say introduction wo knocking na different.
So we have two types of knocking. The first knocking is what I say, it's a request. The second knocking is when they have accepted you to come and marry her. The day you are coming to do it, when you get to the entrance, you knock. Anything a tradition, you knocking.
Okay, so you need introduction be awo.
Then.
Oh, sir, beer.
No, to say
the meaning say you free and you has your jurisdiction. That's a call, for instance, Nigeria. In him said to say, oh, Ebushia Fono, any bear money in an echo. Amen. Who say to introduce a beer, bay, and be say, and that's what they call the introduction. Me who say,
we'll move him.
You will be bisa or has say, oh, you're moving, minim for that's how I might my inquiry.
But tell them some say,
send on your
as I'm sitting, as I'm sitting, there is no tradition in marriage that is existing. That I don't know. I am an African traditional marriage consultant.
And you be on one day of a deeper.
All the tribes in Nigeria, I know.
No, no introduction or more can any.
You can't say introduction.
That's what they do. As an adult knocking about.
I'm not within the program now. Yeah, and I near the Sam Oban and say, on court, no, my young be my frog. Do you know what it means?
David. And I said, also, this is the man. So what
I'm saying is that the man is not seen by us. Say, it's an assumption. Say, but me say. Yen you bane e ma yourself and got na be na na bane pie oh yen put your yen na chedada what's up na pie ya so ta besra e be da e me polo t-shirt e mame ma ne nua aduane house help na boy enti abusuani nim so you're happy. I'm saying say these things when they go on process to marry but treaty but these things when they go on it doesn't make you a wife. So stop claiming a husband. And commenting in actually say, Mo Castle, you mikro, fine. So you are only a husband because you have paid the bride price of certain women. And you can be a husband to more than 200 women. A man that is married to more than one woman lives long and going to heaven. It's important for such a man. We are still live on TV.
I just don't want to comment on us.
Unfortunately for us, the studio went quiet on Kantanka TV. Because what I said, your TV nearly went off, but we are still here in the studio.
Bema, why be creating and I say check?
Now, where Bema?
No, maybe so. So now I Bema.
Oba, dear Swa. Bema ne Ashano. The who on fast was sent about no quantity our dear Sia Ocean. Bon Sama George Lutro, the Bia will be not sending the Mumbo, and the number near 0277 609 644. I will he now sober her time never son here, even if you so. The American say, I want to do drama. I want to draw. I want to draw. Ebwa, Emma, Bema, Eninche, Ekosura, Himemuntem. And Tiagasa, you are a husband. You can be a husband to many wives, but you can't be a wife to many husbands. Solid. And mind you, there's nothing called polygamy. It is that every woman will have a husband. It's not polygamy. You know, it's not that men will have many wives, but it is that every woman will have a husband. And most of you who have delayed the marriage, you are watching me. Why you are delaying is because you are waiting for your own husband. You will never get. You are supposed to be a second wife, a third wife, so a certain rich man. That is why small boys are asking you to marry them. You see your face? Boom. So a husband is the one who is married until your bride price. Now, because of these things that has been given to him, mind you, husbands are not created, they are made. Husbands are not created, they are made.
By who? The woman.
They are made by virtue of paying bride price. So he's a man. Once I pay your bride price, I become a husband. So I am made. Men are created. He created the male and female, but it was the male that made the woman my wife, and he became a husband.
No.
So husbands are made and not created. And I'm saying, I mean, boy, me kuno am fit say.
No.
And I mean, try me friend padia obe try obi am friend padia wo
na
da.
asem na woken nti wo pa kire say so baby abeware a onhwehwe obe ma wo oyere dada no nkoto aware so
Me say maybe te ho amunya awade esan so mu kunu ma ware dada. Me kan Yankopon wo soro. Enti na mba bebre ebre eso mu kunu no. Ya wale won dada. Na de amunya ne say eso mu koto awade so. Na homaso affirmative action. Menko ana yapun enti no mo bre no. Na kwa na hwa TikTok na ekwa did you above the two empire boom?
And in the rifle,
so we're trying to duck.
We're trying
to duck. I got trouble to say.
What you may guess the dear. Oh,
I did duck. I tried to say, or no, me buy. I did Yama say, share.
We on air.
Yeah. Now, wouldn't the American? I was sorry to be out
show so. Na one ni crew eba be kwodie
na why na di crew akon crew ben wo he crew there to say a crew for
Councillor, me so and then we need to touch on the responsibility.
But we are there.
Because, no, say now no. Me na me ba baby say there are people omo supporting mema say ba a paying of a bride price. Ain't say oba no and be a bema near but they want to do the right thing. And our boy ni kwamenetia. And no emma bema ne husband na.
But that's it. So because we veered, that is where we are today. It is making for you to know who a husband is. And then because he is made, there is a demand on him. And the demand is what you call responding to the ability. So the word responsibility means respond to the ability. So as a husband, if you decide not to marry, you are a boy. But hear me, it is wrong for a woman to depend on a man.
It's wrong for a woman to depend on a man.
Yeah.
On a husband.
No.
Just a mere man.
It is wrong for a woman
to depend
on a man.
So explained. With definition of dependent, no.
And it is wrong for a wife to depend on herself instead of a husband.
There's Obama Bema Chimpanzees who depend on Bema.
Na employer so dear.
No, maybe so.
Yeah, employer, the match I do say repeat. Employer on bra. Yeah, won't come. Aye na shi. Sana no kwe. Popcorn. Aye le show. Le ba fe flat.
Nti mema na nhwe no.
Na wo hwe na aye den.
Okay.
Bema ni oba twe employer wo hwe ni bia no wo adwen mu yale obi amfre wo ho.
We asem.
Asem ben.
Asem ya wo.
Na wo ba sha wo bra na e ba ne se wo tua ka. Eye normal. Ashaminawo aya normal. Hango hankam. I know a different. But say me nya wo ho ade abna na me tu me nesi so say me tia wo rent. Etia adren. Aya dren. Aya den. Enye nhye. Emre bia mbake me. Enhye bia ni me so. Enhye na e wo me so no wo a very simple place. And enhye ne say because husbands are made, it is my responsibility to take care of my wife. The first responsibility of a husband is a wife,
not the husband's mother.
Anybody around the marriage is insignificant. Once a man gets married, your first responsibility is your wife.
Okay.
If your wife have not eaten, it doesn't mean everybody shouldn't eat. It is the right of a husband to see the wife full, but he empty. So your first responsibility in marriage as a husband is to take care of your wife. And the word take care exempts the convention that you have added to the business. Car, house, hair, liposuction, injection for the skin, expanding of the mouth, making the nose pointed. Those are not part of, those are conventions.
Okay, so
the basic requirement of maintaining somebody's daughter who has become your wife is to provide security, shelter, and make sure that the shelter we are talking about is yedem and yemidem. Mind you, yawa midem, yawa yedem. A man that marries in a single room is wicked.
So at a single room, not so wide.
Maybe oba pretty or single room no awalo. Bemani within me.
Adinti. Now single room no more than nana.
What's say?
Or more than na.
Jama when we school any 2 money and free SHS. Now single room ya then. Hey, Danny Baba kuna dem 12 by 12. How? What is for? Me pia munchme.
Oh, erade.
Esenya mo fault wa.
Sedeng.
E dan na yede ma post for ni anfa ma won say won ware e transit quarters. Na nya accommodation e transit quarters. And the post ni a wa ba or femu akọ enti ye hwe dan na do kobie ma o e single room.
There.
Na wo free this abonten. Na ma wo 5. A beautiful say. A uniform. When you fault her, you met home wrong. And a baby entity I say, me see a befitting shelter. And your 7-bedroom house. And your 12-bedroom house. But I'm talking about a place that you bet them. A woman needs privacy. Mommy, I see you met my woman shirts here. BBNC. Now, Opa, you are tired in Sabako. You better block you in TikTok and Facebook. It's as a move for a pie. As a move for a year, if you are not doing it, before.
Council Lutot.
If you are not doing it,
a conversation.
What your book comes again? Have you given me a book to read? I'm not reading your book.
In me pacho. Miss Membeso be read a book.
I am not reading a book. I'm giving practical living examples. And I'm saying, say, for that matter, a woman needs high level of privacy. So when a man decides to marry you, he needs to create maximum privacy for you.
Nasa woni ni me no pe ma worry de ma be ye ba ko. Woni ni me no pe wodan ba ko mu. Na se I mean privacy baby. Na se bi o run ho a ohia e se be man.
I'm not you can deny
even come to think of it. Say me find some 2 bedrooms and 3 bedrooms. At the end of the day, you'll be sharing 1 room.
What's it?
Na other rooms na make us be among woye.
Oh, yenti na be mani oba eda Oho tawa ma yire dan namba na won so nya dan o yire ba ho a onbo kokoko e say oni oba ba ko oni o yire tena dan ba ko mu a be ma enche na be ma be wu chiro to ho
how
o say
how
e ben for enkola ne do so kuro o mu nyi on beti ase we are some people say bear man, e bear me then in wu mana wale. Ade eku bear man tem ya wale. What kills a man's male organ faster is marriage. And if you wanted to die quick, what's it?
And your mama worry.
Bear man wale only enyum. Oba won wale ye ohun ni mfaso asase so. What's it? Bear man ni enyum. Oba wale ohun ni mfaso. And pe wa abu afumpo de nyame aseso na me ba ye. Se studio na anji me bio mpo a me de me kusu akasa sa. Ba me mbonko. Host na wa be ni no obi akọ. I said the American ewe na so wo be dey.
Because I totally disagree
but
with
your
you.
disagreement doesn't change the truth.
Truth ben.
Do you know that?
No,
do you know any other truth?
Nipa
Ni eka.
Asem na okay say wo ni mfa so.
Now anything about ba. Eda e be twiti wife na be ti ase anything about. Who pass one day?
We dey nye no asem na ye.
Who na be say me asem bi eni obi say me mo ayo. Don't you trust? If you botan she okwe, what are we mono? The American say so he's supposed to provide a befitting shelter. He's supposed to provide security. Now, befitting shelter in American. Bemo while you got a single room. Debbie, ama one casa ferio. Only one was a trompe. Jimmy and Quenty,
It's a responsibility in being a set men fanning got a single room.
Don't try it. Second responsibility.
The other time, me bisa say, Obi as na brabo say ketwa amana koye kese. Ebi krampo no estate efeminim opanyin bi sesi a oyi sikani a oka
on na yire sha ase no mo da fom.
O sha ase no yes o say no no kasa be ma ne papa wo bedroom no ne na yire da living room. What else? And of course I want
to make of course ya won and you na ati awade na say to boase ye nya botre
oni na yire
ne seka ondi na obet me di no agro
so no sense na me try
na David obet me di choma agro
they started from somewhere
and I say abenti na David o worry choma
me say they started from somewhere
oni me David o worry choma
me minim
and me catch you dey worry
single room
compensational marriage I mean what watch now say bisa san crofo na wo ko mo asem and then say some bani wa bna on be place wa de obi a on ne be da baby ani ma me da inside ene ne papa no da bontia na bisa wo
se wo no afemu da nti
oh mesiko bisa no
wansa mo me na se me bisa
se obetuma place ne ba so be wari se so ne ma me on ne ire wari ana o ye within nyame ma ne kwatente
nyame o ye within wadi ho se nyame ama oba ne ma me ne papa ma ho kwan ama na wari no e da baby sa ma ne wa ye papa a date and no de won allow
umpo ho ba wonim se na tie so ye virgin na enka se me ne wa ba Mary wo front room na wo ho ba me ma me ne papa da inner room ubetuma agege ho ana de o ya
so mo kwa de no mo ko wash
o mo so we ya wo he omo you washroom
no me can't
say to me you go washroom
you me can't dey binu
abna say na wo tie me wale wo
by the grace
na me no ko tina ma me pam ho na me you washroom wo be so sink wo be bu sink aku sink wo be ko washroom
we dey brena so yes sorry so this yes sorry so
abna to me ha ma dwen
me meet me ha wo
so obi awale ama ni ma me ni papa the main room near the sitting room ma no yire na ye you are why ti ni wa ko washroom mo sink me woni mo sink me
nim
unche mo sink me enkrankasa by a sexual position so sink no bebejen and to coffee bi na sink na why wo no ho bisa said na buy akpo sink
yes the time aso
so the responsibility part 3 part 4 beba and mamu too me say shelter is so huge than any other thing bema walo no ko tran ma me no pafia onyi adwen papa bi ama wo yentna asifie enwale 0277 okuma aba ba unufu na ewo so 609 hwede wa wani 644 unyanka ya pon 0277 609 644 the responsibilities of a husband. Never assist a man to marry you. Never. Never. And you too, don't go and paint the house of any woman for engagement. Yo, Master Ginger Honey Chips. Always sana ba no pa. Say now, Kasa. Say now, Kasa.
Yeah, that's it. I was here for Dr. Counselor Cyril George Lutrot and yet saying in Kano, and then so ye responsibilities of the husband. Part 2 no any idea part 3 so ebe basada kese enkoma on se wo jebre na wo share an page medie yes ase entertainment ye the bremo sport update ye the concept of about ebremo health segment ebremo and a Ghanaian so ye de abre ashefo yendi ashefo ho agro nkanka mo Facebook at Kantanka Television want mini ansase ya ko no ma ejumedie enso eda wa nso betime nya wo chefa ewo mu asada kese nkoma the entire crew ewo chichina pa awo de eboye enesa no so se ebo no nso empemu a ye de Kantanka Emulate Month ebebremo inti ye ne de etuhwe a ekopie mu ewo Nigeria eye wo mo ehim kon kese pa wo eye enkran ha sei ena ye ne no ebedi ehia atwetwe enkomo intimi so memese na wonim se mama emulate metena adwamu so saade ane na eye emulate supplement na me de cheche saade des opese win bia bo monde so betene fidie no no take conversation na ye bra be wie no na wanya questions no eho anu ye answers no me bisa wa na wo de answer no so aba na ye nyina etimi edi dwumedie edi abom odumfo hu ye mobona se wo de ochina dom ya no sia pepepe me sign no edi ehia na me sra wo se de wo ye bia no ma wani na ho and do them in moderation. Me am say dwum di dwumedie ho cha me dinde abenachi wache makram.
Abna, relax. Now we pray.
Me relax. One obi no obi dia no. How me say me pray. Na nsam ye nti wo keka nti ye. Me da de bi wo ho no I don't agree with you on that basis.
Observe in your dark when the pastor comes, don't shake, move it. Why? In your dark. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Na musu nka na ene so mundi atem.
Amanfo gu me teto edi matem ho. She, wo mu di matem. Me say o mu di matem.
Ba nsa na mo ye ni say.
O mu di matem pa e wo ho no.
Okay, landscape. No, but we are the landscaper. O mu
di matem ho. O se ma ye den.
TikTok no we are the landscaper we have trouble but yan come on yan di me pon na yan chewa abna messages no dos me the ma obeyi bi afim won kan eti me am kan ma de wo ha man krofo hu se atem di na mudi abna de am kan na adwenkyere na mo ye ameka
omo se ma ye den
come page so na obehu na you choose and pick
you are the host
eti de American abranti ase a man must be ready to give you one the word is a befitting shelter. Na bratia kachem se papa bi owale na ne maame ne papa da dem e na omo da asaso na o be di omo ho na makọ toilet mu akodi omo ho se wo abepne wo hwe wo ba prince go di toilet mu we ya ho kire na de wale abna we e ya ho kire wade na hwan na ne ho akire na wawale ena besi ene osan twen bio ama ne baba te se wo asan akwa ho kire mu de awale eya mo nka no kure kakra nyame hwem sana wutie abna wo ba prese me wale obi a won wale yempo baby a wo te no it is to your taste your preference then you are going to marry awade nya brabo asase o awade ya brabo nto aso. Anybody who tells you that marriage is the beginning of life is a liar. Marriage is not the beginning of life, but it is the continuation of living. So a man must be ready to marry you, not because he wants to gather them and sell, but has gathered them to use. Remember, gather them and sell boa no dia wale it is how mama wale was singing rumor sudi aye gina sudi wale na aka na and you nyam baba to say wo ye di wachi akowale amawa ye wie ye ne say
asama okasisi and I'm saying this in public said it be will be edge woni say me to talk na me no. There is a gentleman over there, Masterpiece 491 or whatever your name is. I don't know wherever you people get your information from. You sit
I'm not hold on. I'm not hold on. Please hold on. I asked you to go to my page and read my comments. I don't need your comments. I am the resource person. You are the host. Can you read mine?
What the enemy me say?
Don't worry. Go to search. Go to search. Don't worry, the original one.
You know, sometimes
your response is invalid. And mind you, all that you say is echoing. Because of TikTok no actually. And the aba. Obia you say no more show. And the way say. Get another the phone. He said Obia you said near show.
Oh, around.
Can Obia show I say.
Oh, like a conversation across I we say.
Hear me. Abna.
Anyway.
Me can be fitting shelter one tears here. But hear me. Abna boy you born. We are bad now to single room, not Bema while no Sunday got a single room. When in be we are crossing.
Hey,
we are crossing.
Council Luchard.
Say young girl or two say, ah, or numpo, when me and him sam and why hide die a single room, tear feeling were inside the near thing. Na me make a worry now. Me sound na kotina single room because Nidiano na and so sa the other force getting chairman and Nubia. But me dear no see ni kesi na papa na kasa the be master bedroom. Ah na yiri beton na yiri ni wuja no the high me. And at 9 a single room there ba esumpa. E tu ba me ho me di dua bia twan finfin am the force getting a chairman. It my ni chairman ho dada. Efe pa o bra na be hwe. We are den. A single room obey the wind self contained. Ah jamming ke force getting. And we did my rough and you rough. I say, I come in here. You call near the peg, I saw her near the saw her near beer middle. You say nothing. And you shall not say, can I hold dagger? A China woman. Oh, Jamie can say, if a man will marry you and he's not ready to provide you a befitting shelter and you agree, among women, you are useless and aimless. Because you're pim koye nim, abna yambayachi.
Pim koyechi.
And I feel bad.
And I saw your bow coco far. Yes, you gold digger. And or Pesicani and or a well-established man. And or say, you get it. I'm not counselor. Counselor, be a back at your say. Uko why Bema only Bibiano. Sa counselor ni am friend when Shadi. Oh, you Jimmy for. Hey, I would say, Miss Abby Page. No. If you meet a counselor who tells you that marry a man who has vision, marry a man who is planning to make it, that counselor is so foolish that she doesn't know what he's talking about, or he doesn't know what he's talking about. When God gave Eve to Adam, was a garden a making up place or a final garden that has been made? What are you reading? Fully furnished. So Wally Bema on what so me say men Wally Bema or what's he kata but Wally Bema or Betimania Sika and never here or the visionary. Now vision, you want vision. No, no, counselor. Can you identify vision? No, let me tell you. Go ahead. Bema sebi onye ni swadi huno. And swadi hu yeden. Yes, sir. Obia onim what is even what is any swadi? Then I meche. Onim the oppressor wo ye no dache. Onim the where there's no way a conversation na ye have is here no. Me pese emben ye papa but mama kan samoncho. Mekai couple of years, if about 2 years ago, metna yimu interview and utie omoni o na sase no o kan o say utimi ka to say me cast enchekra me take care mu me ba me like me cast to so be bree na me cast be net no month na say and also during I make up so stuff and that time no and that time or no. That time or no, according to the HD4, no say everyone do mood decompono. Matu as say we wade engine so. The hin na wade engine so. That mo nyina mo hwehwe me am bebre. No appointment for am na say me. Well, it's not about me though. But if you hear such things about a man, and that is why you marry that man. You will kill the man's vision. It's not about say when I hear something and I'm not even expecting them to say, oh my can't say no person. What is vision? But yes, what is vision? What is vision? Bema. What is vision? Ne dawa or pay juma woye juma wo nim say wo nim the person or achieve. On a vision. Oh, now when you need there are lazy cocoons over there. When a man is lazy, hello. When a man onim the person what you cry. Hello. What man ideas a cry. Hello, idea. The father you give me ideas, it doesn't mean I'm lazy. No, a counselor. Oh, you don't get me? No. But there are people. You are telling us the problem. I know people. You are telling us the problem, and this is our error. That's how everybody is. This is our error. Working people over there. Omu sweat, omu ye juma, omu bo, omu modern. Omu pese, omu ye Sebi ni petiti will be dache. What I say. And there are people woman so dear to say the some are even relying on women. And know this and I know who names say bibisa wo.
Abna, my problem is every time they announce marry a man with vision, me George Lutrot for many years, for 30 years in practice, I don't know how to identify a man with vision.
Until we identify into who your banner say marry a man with what?
I marry a man that is settled, not a man with vision.
Settle.
Yeah. A man who will fuck you in a toilet because the mother and father are using the main room. Is it settled?
We awesome.
A man who will tell you, Abrabondi and Nisha
are you saying say
convention?
Say they will sit here, say you know.
I like these questions. Makanda said, me, if I use my standard for marriage, when I married many years ago, nobody will marry. My standard was too high.
Their standard?
High. It was too high.
How?
What I acquired before I brought a woman into my life. And all the things I set, they were not part of the marriage. They were conventions. That is why till today, no matter who you are, when you place whatever down, and it involves my wife, I'll choose her first in the marriage. Not because she's beautiful. Not because
but your wife is beautiful.
No, but me, am I a fool to marry a woman who is ugly? One of the things that will never happen to me is even make a mistake and date.
Because the way we sit here,
no point of correction. My wife was not looking for
your wife. I'm sorry to say, but your wife is too good to involve herself in a such a controversial.
No, there are too many women who have seen good men, but they can't even get close to them for the men to marry them. So my wife is fortunate that the way she is, she got a man like me to manage it.
I mean, pen once.
Now, one pen once, Oben will be to say me awalo. Shall go once woman, or guess, Obian Wallo, Shamuni more, yo,
almost him.
Obian Wallo, Mano Katikati Sakatiabre, Oman Obian Wallo. It is a mimenu. The American say, marry a man who is settled, not a man with vision. What is vision? Vision here then. Vision here, Betty. Once said the vision to electricity builder.
Vision and all the whole person can have
vision.
Hey,
say light as our fear. Now, I and say no. Now, a friend. Me don't bacho. Now me fraka to say, and then me saw and pay me so catano. Amba can I never hold a penaso or say coffee meet and himself. And Mira, me share meet and him no. I just saw be a emoji be to see what man and him meow. Sir, I do not say credit in Hassa. Mr. Reality, we be any why but told you. A fridge no on there, there do be an anchor free, maybe an answer. Bear must see. Vision. Onyavi. Hear me, look. You have to be angry to put yourself in a better place. Yes, you are a young girl. You have
gold diggers.
Be a gold digger because be a gold digger because you carry gold. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you don't carry gold, why do you want to dig gold? Abna ushe golda now come in you crew until you ushe gold. No be from the gold e betiwa. Why should you go for it? Do you get where I'm coming from? If you are allergic to gold ornaments, that gives you rashes on your wrist and your neck. Should somebody use gold to bait you? But once you know the value of gold and you are a gold ornament user, when somebody brings gold, you will jump for it. So most just add, marry a man with vision, marry a visionary man, marry a man who can take you to somewhere. But who says somebody wants you to go somewhere? Where is there somewhere? Now, me walo na go school. You've not got your masters. Who told you say our dear Mune said Maunya masters? And marry a man that can help you complete your education so that you become somebody. And I mean, go school and be wale. If it's wale, school mean to me inquire. Be man and till go school and yem shishena. Na awale na school. Awale school. So we are bringing. I use the word conventions. There are conventions that we have added to the marriage, and we are looking at the conventions as the principal reasons for marriage. Don't marry a man with a vision. Marry a man who has settled. Settled men are married, not visionary men. A two man microphone faton, and a papa we no ni she, and then she be a nyamiano, she be a nyamina got and no hamil. Ko bisa a man on what in memo munishi, and say, Bessie na ye kasam, Yali omanya, Dioma fem, bisa almost said that chick say a see mama banko while you be to say mukuna, would they accept? Said no baba, or one dine. Or one dine. No, or one dine. Imagine your daughter has a room now. No, ask yourself, your daughter has a room. Your daughter shits inside the room. I wire to me. Yeah, KVIP. I to to me. How expensive it is to run toilet inside. When you be on time with ginger honey chips and the yeme team or cut toilet and a hole honina. Musune wa asha onupa ashamo. Bluffo shamo with jofu cabbage on. And then what they but you are living inside. Then all of a sudden, you find yourself that your daughter wants to get married, and your daughter goes ahead to go and marry a man who is not settled. Hey, abna eya se obanko wale na afibia ebedu di zema na yire obaba na de nsan beto anim da we de wadaro ma ho mesre wo da wa na be ya boa mi o me no kasa se si ade me ni kunu efiru na ma yen 2 weeks pese yen 2 a de be si nyanti da we de boa yen kakra o se me kunu ahye dan bia se wa blekuma badana ye ko ho no nyame nko na kankrofo ni kunu langas fo no di na chi nyame na ne be afie na me ni de me abna ugo wale be ma so ko boa na go si da wa blekuma che men kasa u kun memboa no men ka bida but you do responsibility ni baby a abuna beti ase ntem se be ma ono awale ono no ose se me wale o ma me ne eda fom enu je testimony abuna se me yire ko gina so de no se nyon mo me enda nyame aso a ye na adoye wo ho da na enna me gina ha me ne mo kasa de nyame ya ma me de dos nya woni me abeduni eya me fa dodo nya wa ya ma me ebru me diasie yesu eje na so na jesu eji me ba mi ne abne nya wa ya me say yo oh and I don't get me. I don't so. If you do me a senior, me worry da. The Anglophone ya me tia ya kenya me nio. Na me worry ni dia ya ka ya ni se. Onya bema ya worry no. Onya bema ya worry ni ne hwe dia nyame aye. Mo ya ni nyame aya. Sida. Ni Medawas, Monsieur Munupa. Matani Musadi, Danyamia sick. Namumba Minamira, so why? Now, dear, see, now, Ponyamia Domanda. Yan and they had sit down, yet be a high, ya will be a yada, and they answer your frey and landlord. Kalu.
No, enye.
This is not a testimony. This is shading. This is shading. And this is the exposure of the uselessness of the man you married. You are telling us that you didn't have any common sense in marrying a man who is settled. So you want to take somebody's son who is not settled. And because the son was not settled, you force him to become somebody. So look at your husband. He's 60 years and is looking like 90 years. When a man struggles, Abba, yentem fancy move ko. Ewrem bonsema ko use person. And they go trans ye hia hobio. What's on game no? What we are do? Ni e ko. Omo mpo bi okoso. Ahwefo ene de yanko 5 minutes time ni apom. Ye yim bio na yankasa abnanti apon. And last go be say wonti ni epon.
Eh ade.
They didn't know.
And almost say my heading.
Some say kind message you be so be kind.
Almost say my heading. Say me what we say.
Yeah, so you should see it.
Well, you've turned off your comment oh.
Me.
Couldn't watch that. Yeah, but I'm not getting it.
Oh, so you should get it. Are we not live? Yeah, so why is Abna not seeing it? Abna, let me see your page. So search. Go and search. Hit search.
Main search rather.
Go to search and search for Dr. Counselor Lutrot. Counselor _ Lutrot. Actually, for Abda must read your messages. Won't mind you. Hey, now why not so mind me? You are not worth it. Hey, Ingrofo, why are you insulting here? Hey, I'm not talking page.
Sir,
what do you mean? Hey, Obi Akambrofo, what do you mean? Oh, why? Oh, keep fooling. Hey,
it's all be the matter.
Does age matter? Hey,
hey, what matter? Why?
Abrewa. Hey, oh, mama, hey. In-laws,
hey, you couldn't watch live video. Why? Still out here. No way, say crap.
You know the reason?
Why?
Because you are live. How can you be live and still want to watch somebody's life unless you end your life? Or unless you use a different page to come and watch. You have only one TikTok.
I get it.
The reason I'm able to watch is because
I get it because I remember last week saying, I mean, yeah, we saying, so I was able.
I have 2 TikTok. So this is Counselor Dot.
Good morning, Counselor. I'm a big fan.
Thank you.
I'm glad I met you at BTP. That's right. What if the father is dead? Aunties from father's side. Okay. We think we know more than lay down rules and we joke with all these things. And when the wahala starts, okay, the dependent said one performing the right near the night, if fetch near dear. He talks like he knows it all.
Yeah.
He the bore me die. So the platform is so
I swear. And that's
what matters. So now boy. Okay, Counselor, whatever. You are saying it, Counselor, whatever you're saying is true. We joke with all these and we later face the consequences. Okay. And see, no, Debbie in a day no buy. Okay, now let me mention it. Okay. Tena beats, there was knowledge without wisdom. Samuel, and so I say, Samuel Anaba. Knowledge without wisdom, no knowledge lesson.
True. Wisdom.
He's right. Very true. Counselor, you're right. Most of us women, most of us women husbands are married already.
Most of us, our husbands are married already. Yes.
Most of us.
And if you don't believe in that thing, you do your own research and see. Will
you allow your husband to marry a second wife?
Unless you don't understand what it means to be a second wife.
I say again, I'll say it's his decision. Either if there will be peace, okay.
But there's always peace in marrying somebody's.
It's easier said, though.
No, there's too much peace. The day I treat
what is too much peace?
No, if I'm married to you, I'm married to this lady. What should you be worried?
Okay, I tell you. You think it's easy as you're saying?
Oh, yeah.
Well, if your husband gives you your comfort and he has the capacity to marry another one,
what's your problem?
Then it's good.
Yes.
Hey, fair palo, I can say you. Okay, only if you will separate us. Okay, so you won't live under the same roof.
But the right way of marrying women is putting them under the same roof. Kofi Papa, Adwaman son in the banner then a queer monitor and in the bed.
Now, who's so young, you worry, single room.
In my 4-acre apartment.
It's hard truth.
Because Minko Chin Inko Ditche.
That's what I'm saying. Peace, comfort, understanding. Will be so dear, no. Fair baby. Even that one is not easy. Imagine sharing your husband's attention with another.
They be sharing.
If things are moving,
put your head on my lap and let me put my hands in your hair. Babysitting.
When someone comes to visit, how is that going to be?
in a single room.
It's true.
Once you, and that's why I'll go next week. Once you marry Abner, you are open for visitors.
I disagree with you on the issue of single room. Cutting coat according to your size.
Not in marriage.
Hey, it's hard to live with him when you are aware
that
he's having another woman.
Oh, then you are having a.
I agree with counselor.
Don't worry.
Work hard, Hey, okay. The most knowledgeable and experienced counselor. It's very, very true.
What's on TikTok? Charlie,
I have a single room
on TikTok,
with 4 kids.
Young man,
where is your privacy? What a single room with 4 kids. Where is your privacy? Not all go marry make him know that. Not let's be honest.
Was it?
Sentimental.
Was it? I know
be an worry. Okay, bonkers. Let's be honest. Without sentimental, single rooms are not meant for single people.
Single rooms are
meant for single people.
Yes.
Okay. Of course, it's stress to even live with your in-laws.
More or less.
A truth must hate.
They are in the chamber, and you and your husband are in the hall.
Okay, exactly. Talk less of your rival. No. The same one under one roof.
No,
truth is truth.
Say me.
Build it well. Your house is here, and I say dear. Oh, minimum. Oh no. What's me a major aquaphone man? You too. I made you a man. Uncle, we call a baha. Be say we like a man. No, so be worrying us or banner or badada.
No, a man doesn't have a stepchild.
How?
All my children are my children.
Okay, say banner back cry,
debut. Or bad in the baba, a clan papa ba, and to no yammy bampo. Yeah, kind
say how can we even say?
They make us a man. So
we are
asking the wrong question. Me say a man doesn't have a stepchild.
But Bema, the understand my name.
It may be a mawubia, me now. My 9 children, they know themselves as siblings. It's not by their mothers.
Obi say, we don't want to accept the truth. Counselor is talking the hard truth. Okay. She thinks
but am I not
rich men, after educating their kids in Europe, will allow just anyone to marry them.
Yes.
And
so back credit crock Montessori. Ni fees ya de toka. Na dachi. Uncle Fawa the embrefia. Sabian be on in the single room.
Counselor is really shaking us. I shock. We say, yeah. Yes, that shouldn't happen. Okay. The comment section has been very decorum. Good. I read all your comments. Okay, Sane, I mean, we have to behave in a decorous way. You can't go to people's page and type things anyhow. You need to control your emotions and your sentiments. That's the ultimate thing to do. No, so Binaka it's a decorous way, and I need to, talk to people.
Address the chair.
I know people can. I mean, just offload the hassle.
But that is the purpose of TikTok. That is the purpose of TikTok.
Don't do that.
TikTok is an empty area.
No parents will allow their children to go through the hardship they went through. Of course, then it is true. Yeah. How near money and see a man on the movie. That's the problem. Mama natiko. Article. We are sure.
Empire article.
Afina. I says, once I pay.
What happened?
We are sure. She say, "We na ba man you we say."
No,
I
agree with him. That's true.
And then maybe me reading an article.
Minim diaba.
Sir.
Ko. Abranko ko.
Me comment section who be Okay, nti cancer on this note no.
Any of you.
Nyame adomo a
But they will now end it to us. Will now end it. Nyame adoma next week. Just so do just so do na. I'm not any comment in the go baby.
Away. No me yapena over. I guess I scared me.
We hear you, dog. I agree with him. That's the hard truth. People don't want to hear. Baby.
I say na makin kan na say meti wonya na me school kan, but I mean all of a sudden and a year.
Is there?
Okay.
So what I'm saying is we are ending the story here, but if you're a woman that you want to get married, the first thing is that the day we treat wives, discover yourself. I'll be sad to find somebody as beautiful as Abna looking for a boy as a husband, to struggle to make a man out of that boy. And that's what most of you are doing. Never condemn marriage. And I said it last time. If you meet somebody who have married and divorced, don't think she's a bad person or a failure. Attempt marriage and you respect what marriage is.
And you catch a man for power because we stigmatize people out more a divorce. And you know, and also a burden palma man for ama. You know, what said a lot of people who go through hardship in their marriages, but with a fear say or work it out, people will see her to be, you know, a failure and all that. Into the woman are so I think it's time for people to stop, you know, stigmatizing people out more a divorce. That's not the way to go.
What you are saying makes sense, but they won't stop. And they should not stop. You know why? There's this young lady who I feel sad, and I won't stop talking about her. May the soul of the husband rest in perfect peace. Kabe's wife, Valentina, very beautiful girl. That was late Kabe's wife. If you see her,
that's not the one divorce you.
Thank you. Can you imagine how many years now she's still not attempting to get married?
Hey, I was like, yeah, only be a honor. Yes, I need how? Do you know the relationship and I want in you couldn't tell?
My sister. I won't say, yeah, and Crophobia, you almost say, well, that day I was signing the book. Mommy, the day I signed the book of condolence, I made a spiritual statement, and the bloggers said the family should come at me. They say, me say, and fear me nwechi. Ma we wale, wan walea, we go in mase.
And you're worried into a woman in mase.
Me share na bisa me say. I don't know when mase sa. Abna, sana wuti we. Sana wuti we. Me wale wujawa. Me wale wujawa. Obi wale wana.
Oh, say no dear, ye jai, but here is the case.
Abna,
when you bema,
I think you came na any accident. Drive you.
No, see, I need you so now.
No, this is sentiment. That your husband dies as a young girl at 32. You marry again.
Sentiment.
No, your husband dies. Your husband dies at 32.
We've both not been
so
there
then commit suicide.
We've both not been there before.
Enemy woman.
But it all depends
on the enemy woman. Them a relationship.
Me, I know.
Then I'm okay. Who judge I'm okay? None of them are telling you what
we're free more. You know, sometimes you know
the pride of a ghost is to find out that what you left behind is being used well.
Dear. Why a ghost to that?
The fact I said the pride of a ghost is to find out that the machine you left is being used well.
And what would Tim say?
Now what so many now obi ehu a me kunu Bako
and that's how ma
was it now Bako wo
sir
onipa bia wo Bako wo ye anybody living
wrap up na
wrap up
me dia
me obi a bedi machi bia wani gi o abana jena kan
hey
we have Facebook one can any
okay
Facebook and YouTube
you are right with responsibility but students will keep learning from the prof. Me, Fimo, you are right with responsibility, but
Abra would
they
choose what to read.
use the money for responsibility to make beauty for man on the street because that time you only see the beauty you are paying for. When she's going through the door, all beauty when she's going through the door, all beauty of when she come home. So I pray for beauty to please remember why you there to please she counselor me say you need be insist so
Bro, for now, watch all.
she and outside maybe once in a while she go out with me is for other nah.
So
Are
pidgin.
you crazy?
Or throw pigeon, I will can't correct English.
Name patro me meaning pidgin kind.
Uh-huh.
Now relax. The man you are right. This man you are right though, counselor. Hey, my doctor. Most of the men who married their wives into single rooms would never allow or be happy to see their daughters go through that.
Yes.
Okay. NOBI is a very true ama. Nama bananama yenchiwa appeared true. Okay. Abena, stop confusing me. Hey, how am I confusing you? Counselor, vision is a mirage. Yo. We will marry men who is settled in his vision. Hey, vision doesn't pay school fees. Hey, I'm on for a while though. We no go grieve for poverty. People should be realistic. We marry partners, not projects. Hey. Okay, counselor. Counselor has too much energy. But kindly shared, okay, you inti. Maybe I'm confusing you. The facts are me nene dream when you many be one say me confuse him. Of course, me want my opinion. Inti and what will end up working for me might not, work for you. But with the all per se, with your counselor, you have every right to do that. And there are a lot of things that all can.
One person be a counselor and so. Tony chips ni be narrow. Says anye yempo a chips ni the obetme gye de so you were great.
Oh, ginger chips ni die.
I'm not that na last week in sound and ba ntintimi am. Eh pa,
ginger chips ni die.
Na branche bi enu afre, wa friend fiti Sunday mu sorry. O friend me anopa ma amfa. Sunday enyu wa friend.
Ginger chips.
Enye sa obeto ginger chips ni bi. Na asemasi.
Yes.
Obuso call hospital.
Are they?
Why you ginger chips to hospital? But so only confirmation so na alcohol.
Are they?
Nti no ho no mo before for friend na me fire. No see, I see me see so no. Cause I'm see what's the matter? Oh, counselor. I've been calling since Sunday. The ginger chips I bought. I use both the powder and the one with you. But I'm telling you what is happening right now. I don't understand. You know, away and home. I said, I don't know. You didn't tell me. For the first time, I'm not away, but home, the performance is something. Should I go to the hospital?
It's your performance, I'll born away, and what the born will feel.
I see a shocking that they too much with you. And you know, man, shut out. What ginger can do, no, or anybody. Inti beriba. Eti become sample of the powder. And I'll see, counselor no dey see there be. Osoko to brodo. And your to brodo the honey. FM no edi organic wheat bread. But see on for me powder no.
Kakram pitim.
Pitim or say counselor eko ye mama. Well, the American say Sebiu yes, nyansen ni nipa ba akufo ti wanye sa de kan no.
It's true.
Na so de obi asua ni de obi asua no or kan de unsua ye no sua e kan wo de ho. The revelation I have now was not before. I did a program on red flags before marriage. Me ye Kumasi, me ye Takrade, me ye Kofodia, and I me ye Accra. You know what I did? I went back to all these places to reverse all the things I said.
Hey, sir.
Yes. It's on record. It's on YouTube.
So I traveled. One can he? Other that I'm no him the Wakana.
No. all the books I read were all facade. They were lies. They were counseling books. But
so you came back to
yes, and I have till
realization.
Today.
Say, and
No, in my personal research, there's nothing
at
called.
what point, and was it personal experience, Muna? What they call back or reverse?
Further reading, more revelations and experiences in my office get me to tell, said there's nothing called red flags before marriage.
There
are no red flags before marriage.
Now, me so obro anya red flag ni bia.
Obro said that.
So in a mere relationship before marriage, and that's all boa. Anya red flag.
So it's not a red flag in marriage.
So we jano. So meaning, what did I mention? I said meaning say me what I know and pay enema makine adeno HSA.
Yes.
Sebia, if you're in a relationship with a man, now times 10 of it. On jai.
Says I need catch there.
But entesa.
No being swa unfortunately for ono
on the omo.
Born that. By a while watching no, but cancer. I reversed it. I did. So if you are waiting for red flag before you marry, you will never get anybody to marry you. Every situation is different. Abna, dear, our dear, to me, and a dear ye our dear be a sonko. And be anywhere, yet me a ye, I am wale, yet me repeat you our dear muda. There's nothing you can repeat in marriage that was done before marriage. Nothing. Eda, it our dear mudi, any young wali dear nyape.
Okay.
Obia wo me bia me say uti ye me yira ampena o me ndi ni answer ma wale no sa de no manu me hu but the me say obia wudi na answer na wale no sa die no wonye biom da e say edi a yan wale ye no sa die no eni suade hu ni akoma pa eta sa die na echi no o wale a wonya biom
so bi ho no odeje aware bi o hu ne say oyi ni yem e perform a
abana na edi a yan wale ye no o wale a untumi ndi da ahondi bi a didi twa yan wale ye no o wale a emba biom da
yo ye cancer ye fancy na
then e ye fotuo ne de mamu amoba no
yo
enti why ye wa pa so a sawam adu agiri nti na me wale no me ka kire se o rebe ho na yan wale ye no usi mi so ani ye wale ya ti say de wo de wa ho de ya de foforo nti na nsen wo ba ya yo we ginger makwe chips na embra okay makwe ginger honey chips obi bi say our phone so say or you just cancel YouTube number no United States of America. Good work, thank you very much. On 0277 609 644 if you want counseling, my office is open. Me fear ya one crop 46 BSM go take call with see abuti office so 0277 609 644. Look for the opportunity to meet a husband who is responsible, because responsible husbands are made, they are not created.
Okay.
So if you sit down and you're beautiful and expensive, Abna is expensive. Abna is expensive. You know why I say it's expensive? She has been mistakenly embarrassed with natural beauty. But if she leaves this beauty, it will rust and rot. You know that? God told you to enhance. Meboa. Say nyam say nyambo. Fonta she sana de ba asasi so. Kasano ano so. Hwe wani achinwi. Enye butterfly me get bi akọ ebi na abna. Monday me call office hu yem shin. Hey, mini ne. Ye trap see that. O say get ni butterfly anye ni ye to the prince film na. Oh, me bomb by saying but you are enhancing it. So this is expensive. And to be on TV is more expensive than any other place. You need energy. You need a certain type of beauty. You need to radiate. So if after all, Abna will marry and will lose all this, why should marriage cause you to lose it? The day Abna marries, this must be enhanced more. Because esi dia baako Ejin from a yedden. And he said, Dear me, no beji sound from an I say yedden, air from. And Tabna wale now see you muswa, or wale anya den. Makam go can't see me, I no pay. me share sister bi ote ne car fefe room na onye makeup na e mobo na de okache me ye me so de ne ba eku school celebrity to nice care na kola ni teacher fo be hu nanim na ochino ba TV so a on be kasa kire menye bi da no makeup day menye bi da
me dem de TV so nyina
esa menye abna me tu fo afa wo
me de TV
so data me kasa menye bi da morning sister bi eye bi okurum ha wayi kama wayi pictures no be wo ho de bia be kan ho asembo ni akofa sa picture no ne the crown the scene apempem I am sheshe bi sa 0277 609 604 but ginger na enu ani who be do America 862 215 2007 waba na wan kwa abeji weni so abna be kan ginger na asem ne abna but ton ginger no ma me ne nko na
abusafo se wo pe
but ofa camera ne bra be ni wana bi otene
wo pe ginger
we abna de
ginger ebe ma
we
free balls
we na ekobe bi why
wo pe ginger ebe boost you
Facebook no bra kan with the
immune
Facebook
system wo pe ginger one kasa wo wi a ebe ma wa hoto so a eno ane makpe ginger honey chips me pacho ma won sanke bi mentimi enje product bi anka se me de me ho ebo wa bra me nim se enye juma me that's what I say me se wo de baby a wo be hia me bia pe me bag na hwem bo so benya ginger yi bi wo either say powdered one and say ne chips say you know mesel very good very good ye ma kokokra wo betimi di bi egum na wo de amom free 6 months won mo ko start ya wo didi no mama me I'm a lover of green tea and my morning ritual and a pebia me green tea na me the powder bi na masana me de egum na manom kama se wo hu me na se wo se me kita flax a na wo se me green tea enegum ginger yi bi wo na me no very good obi etimi you see nti me se obi bia wo hye me se ma wonsa enka bi na ebeboa wo pa wo de me nim se it goes beyond the near makeken but near many be ho no mama no ye me do se me de beka so cancer no de wo sa akukudru me ni sa akukudru no enti we ye be mama wonsa nka bi we oban so a ma wonsa nka bi na ebeboa wo pa enti I mean what energy some can always be my voice more clear. This is my secret into Mr. Kebina Epepo Bidamasi.
Yes, that's it. Larry, you might be a good citizen by asking a very foolish question. But we have to answer all the foolish questions. We are selling a product for you. And the only question you ask is it FDA approved? Are you FDA? I've answered you, yes, it's approved, but these are silly questions you ask. If you are working for FDA, open your own page and look for things that are not approved. What that's it? A brother in cutting out top, but many honor Orion. Is he FDA approved? Oh yeah. 0277 Pejumaya 609644. I know what to be with that. Ginger honey. Yeah, they are good to Ubisa say, is it FDA approved? Yes, it's FDA approved, but it's a very foolish question. Somebody is doing advert. Instead of you to keep quiet and read, they are asking FDA approved. Oh, yeah. 0277. Kakabanje. In paper, 609 604. It is my page.
Yeah,
but me will food that. I said, I will buy it. I'll say, sister, I don't talk about camera.
Hey, Becky,
flat. You're from Becky. And you're ample. After 4 months, I'm going to Tusa.
Mr. Papa, we wouldn't see.
Family phone, I'm not even to the camera. Now I said, so thank you very much. But there's one thing I have to tell all of you before we go. Abna knows about it. One of the big sponsors on my blog, and Abna has been our face. She's done a lot with it. It's called the MSP 30, menstrual cycle discomfort, menopause, hot flashes. It's called the MSP 30. I am a proud ambassador and a seller for this. Look, if you have a problem with your menses, Abna main point. Get it? It's MSP 30. MSP 30 is for women, not for men. So Toby says here, order it. I have plenty in my car right now. 0277 609 644. And the next Edora, the immediate band, your friend, Tonga Tali capsules. Tonga Tali capsules. Tonga Tali capsules. Tonga Tali capsules. We are a memadia. Tonga Tali a memadia. Bemebia wakuma emboye. Na ho na ati se wabuma okuma abone agya de ohia ye tonga emma mfa oba ofa o clitoris bepie be da munyina ase na me hira munyina wa wo hwe me na opese otombi bo modern nabra na betobi 0277 609 644 oba na wankwa obaji wani so woji wani so nso a ebe te se abna a waji nani so wa enti so obi ana wonya fe sese etwa camera ni ma na network ni ye basa esanse ni tusha Bema uwa kukodua yedidi oba le to sumbia no nyame ebema nkwatintin ya ye ni san kwatintin bi se yesuru to kase ye bia misa mo so me to kase no media me fa he me yire to be kase am beti me gya na wale ese mi suru to kase di na wa wudi wo yire wo sitting room ma o mother-in-law no father-in-law ehye bedroom Jimmy David be ya wale look for a man who can take care of himself. 3 square meals. 3 square meals. Abna be so sien bi ma ko kire no ba answer na no. Meni mo be si ha. Na meni mo si no. Wa person frame me 0277 609 644. Vicro 20. Vicro 20. Vicro 20.
Michael, we support me immune system. Yeah, Minya, Mama Michael.
Pacho, wa Tony ni.
Ah, let's go be able to go